Council tax, it's the tax that keeps going up. Here in Worcestershire, the Reform-led local authority is asking the government for special dispensation to increase it by up to 10%. For a party that promised to cut waste and cut tax, that's a sticky wicket. But across the region, local authorities are struggling to balance the books. So is local government working? Welcome to Politics Midlands. And David Taylor, a Reform UK County Councillor and former Deputy Leader in Worcestershire. Thanks to all of you for coming in.
We're in a financial mess, basically. We're on the verge of a 114, which is technically, in local government terms, bankruptcy. The option could be to have a maximum of a council tax of 10%. We hopefully don't want to put it up that much.
You went into the last election saying you were going to cut waste
Yes.
and cut tax. That's not what's happening, is it? You are asking to put council tax up by up to 10%.
Yeah.
People will be quite shocked by that.
Yeah.
Councillor David Taylor, you were deputy leader of this council until August. Did you know it was this bad?
I think if you go into politics with your eyes open and you do your research, you understand that there are issues at most councils, and unfortunately most councils are massively underfunded by central government, have been for many years. And my take on this, Elizabeth, is, I mean, I walked in here today as a Reform County Councillor. I won't be leaving this studio as a Reform County Councillor. I've had several issues with the running of the council from a political perspective and from an officer perspective. Council tax is one of those issues. I think we could have made decisions sooner. And I think leaving it this late in the day to make cuts and to expect people who are already very not doing so well, you know, it's tough times out there today, to expect them to pay more council tax, I just don't think I can support that.
So you are quitting Reform UK?
As from today, I will be an independent councillor, county councillor. There are several other policy decisions that have been made that I don't stand by, and I can't stand by. One of those, if I can just explain very briefly, Elizabeth, there was a call for, or a policy to call for a retention bonus payment. This was aimed at all staff across Worcestershire County Council, but also for the senior executive team. This retention bonus payment was up to 10% of their annual salary. I can't support that, and the leadership in Reform in Worcestershire were going to support this policy. This is a failing council. This is a council that's £600 million in debt.
Are Reform UK failing in Worcestershire? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying they could have done much better. I think they were handed a difficult hand. You know, it was the council's been in steadily decline for a long time. I think they could have made better decisions.
Have they lost control?
I think it's officer run. I think there's too much input from the civil service. I think a lot of councils, and I don't think that's just Reform councils, the blob as we call it, are taking control. I think this is something that should have been the Reform. There's lots of new councillors in Reform, all of the Reform County Council should have come to this with their eyes open, and not, it's almost like they're caught in the headlights now and they're having to make dramatic decisions. There should have been a plan. There should have been a plan leading for this. And unfortunately, me being part of that as deputy led up for me to leave. That was
Richard Tice, the deputy leader of the party, was there on Friday to try and offer support. Do you think that's just a front? Is the support not there? I
can't talk for Richard Tice. So what I can say is that constituents across the area I live in Redditch. Redditch is quite a small town, and the area I look after is mainly council estates. And these are people that get up in the morning, they go to work, they graft, they come home, and they want to just live a decent life. And they're skint. They've not got a lot of money. They've certainly got enough money to pay for a massive upheaval in council tax. And what will happen is they're going to pay more and receive less.
OK. Serena, we've had David's left his party right here on the sofa, so that's sort of, you know, we had to talk about that. Thank you all for that. I think some of our Reform UK viewers may be a little bit shocked by what they've just heard, David. But thank you very much for doing it here on Politics Midlands.